How can the crypto community rebuild trust in the industry after the collapse of FTX?
FTX, like Tessie said, was a centralized exchange run by a very small amount of people. That's not what crypto and Web3 stands for.
FTX is a big blot on our entire industry's face. So definitely it's a big issue.
I'm Laura Shin, reporting for Unchained. I asked a few people at ETH Denver how they think the industry will recover from what has been its biggest black eye.
Trust has no place in this world, in this crypto ecosystem. This technology was created so we wouldn't have to trust.
That going down, being as opaque as it was very similar to banks. And so, if anything, it shouldn't have hurt crypto as much as it did, right?
The collapse of FTX has been compared to the Theranos and Bernie Madoff scandals. Some people think the alleged fraud at FTX reflects on crypto itself. Others say that because FTX was centralized, like a traditional financial institution, this shows the power of decentralization, an ideal that the crypto community is working toward.
We have to educate people that the decentralized exchanges are not the Web3 values. That's a Web2 value when you have a hierarchy of people or a very small amount of people controlling all of that. They were not transparent. They were not transparent about their balance sheets.
Only one thing that we all have in our hands is to keep building good stuff that we are building, right? So I think like crypto community can, in general, like we need to build those next generation apps which will bring mass adoption into crypto.
The focus on decentralization has to be brought up again, and people have to understand that this is exactly the problem that we are solving. The decentralization solves the problem that FTX presented.
So I think what's really important is that you're transparent when building a protocol and also when you market it.
The best the industry can do now is to minimize the amount of trust that it asks for. We still haven't explored every possible way to do a centralized exchange.
So what's really important in particular is that people know who gets custody over their funds, because that was like really the deal, like the deal breaker in the FTX case, where people were kind of assuming that that the funds that they deposited belonged to them, but apparently they were like misused. But that's not really possible in DeFi, at least in those DeFi applications that are built the right way.
There's a spectrum between FTX all the way down to totally decentralized protocols that we already know about.
So this is something we have to educate people about, and also bring forth the narrative of being very clear that decentralized exchanges and how they're run is not what Web3 stands for, basically. Yeah.
Can the industry rebuild trust in crypto after the collapse of FTX? If so, how? Let us know in the comments.